All right, everyone, welcome back once again to the channel. So in this video here today, we're going to do a reaction to a short horror film. All right, this one here is one of the films that I've had in mind. I've had on my watch later list for a while. This video here is by Buried Hatchet Productions, okay? It is called Vest of the Devil. So based off of the description here for the film, right? It's has to do with a detective, investigating. I'm not sure what they're investigating, but they're going into an investigation, and they discover this sort of blood trail leading to this biblical times. So that is the description that I read off of the bottom of the video here. So I don't know what to expect. Definitely, it's going to be satanic. Based off of the Bible. I mean, as it says it there on the title and the description. We have all these things that are taken, that are included in the film, right? So I'm really excited to check this one out. So like I said, in the last couple of videos that I've reacted to, when they're scary, I always like to look for inspiration to continue to create my own stories. In this case, the comic book one that I'm making, I'm really excited to show you guys that one. It's just going to be a series of panels, kind of just like, going through across the page, vertically across like this, maybe side to side, so you guys can see the other panels, right? And it's going to be either narrated or not. You guys can let me know if you guys like when they're narrated or not. But I like I said, I don't really have a voice for it, so I always just kind of overthink that. Like, should I do some narration? Maybe do like a little spooky voice, or just have some music in the background to not distract the viewer, and then just have the imagery showing, across the page. So you guys let me know what's a little bit more comfortable for you, and I can just decide from there if you would like to help me out on this. So anyways, yeah, I always watch these films for that purpose as well, not just to entertain myself here or to entertain others. I always like to get inspiration. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this film and see what it is about. If you guys want to check out the original video, it is in the link in the description down below this one. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and check it out on your own time if you don't want to watch me react to it. If you do, then go ahead and stick around and we can check this out together. So, without further ado, let's get scared.
Hey, calm down. It's all right. I'm Detective Josh Goodwin. Just have a few questions.
No, it's not safe here. It's not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe.
You are in the safest place you can be right now. Can I get your name?
Mark. Abraham.
Sometimes you just gotta listen to that person being detained, man.
To slay. What? Does Yahweh provided a way out? Book of Genesis. Just have a few questions. These people look familiar.
No, they don't.
You sure? These people, 17 people. 17 people on surveillance. You murdered 17 people. 4 were children.
Jesus.
Okay. How about these? Look familiar.
It was 10 or 11 last night, and I was walking down the street. I had just been jumped by these punks. I had nothing. It was so cold. So I was walking along the tree line near the forest, looking for something, anything, and there was this vest, and it wasn't much, but I was cold, so I put it on. My vision got all blurry, and I saw this figure. It's tall, skinny, terrifying figure. And then
Don't even need a sketch artist. He's doing it all himself.
that was it.
Describe what you saw.
The devil.
Honestly, that's how I picture the devil too. If I were to really long arms, definitely. Slender. Okay. Very catchy intro. Love that.
It's all right. I'm Detective Johnson. Just have a few questions.
No, it's not safe here. It's not safe.
You are in the safest place you can be right now. Can I get your name?
Mark. It's Abraham.
Then Abraham reached out his hand. It's just a nice play. But Yahweh provided a way out. Okay, Lieutenant. Just have a few questions. These people look familiar.
No. You don't.
You sure? These people, 17 people. 17 people on surveillance. You murdered 17 people. 4 were children. How about these? Look familiar.
It was 10 or 11 last night. And I was
I'm thinking he was like possessed or something and didn't even realize he did all of this.
jumping
That's what I'm trying to
punks.
figure out as he's talking
I
about
had
this.
nothing.
He saw the devil,
So
but all these people around him died.
I was walking along
Yeah,
the tree
see?
line near the forest. I was looking for something.
He snapped. Also, he was probably a victim of this.
It was that. It wasn't much, but it was cold, so I put it on. My
Oh,
vision
that's right, the vest, right? It's
all
put on the vest,
blurry.
like they get possessed or whatever.
Tall, skinny,
Terrifying figure.
and then I blacked out. That was it.
Hmm. Wow.
Describe what you saw.
The devil.
Devil silence. Big nose. There's the very defined nose. The more distorted the body, you know, like the longer the nose and maybe the smaller the eyes, the further away the lips are from the nose. Like you have this really large, this area right here, right below the nose. Very large, the more disturbing a figure looks, more scary, you know? Jesus. Jesus. Oh. Thank God. Oh, what? It's chest. Looks like a female. So now he's... Wait, he's wearing the vest now? Wow.
If you enjoyed this original,
Oh, what?
consider supporting us on Patreon so that we can continue.
Oh, I wanted to see more of this. All right, you guys, there you have it. That was The Devil's Vest. Okay, with this one here, I was really surprised of how, what do you call it? Like how limited the locations were. You know, I was thinking like, well, you know, from the beginning, we got the detective, you know, interviewing this person that just snapped, right? Or not interviewing, what do you call it? Can't think of the word right now. Interrogating. So in the beginning, we have the detective interrogating this, you know, victim, is what I'm assuming. This was a victim from the vest that belongs to the devil, right? As the title said it, and for this video, he describes the way he saw the figure, which you know, thinking back to when I saw it from the detective's perspective, right, later in the film, this was a female. Right? I mean, we saw that this figure had breasts, right, on it, and it was very tall and slender, but it looked like a sort of a mix between a female and a male, because it had like no hips. It was very slender, kind of just like evenly, you know, shaped all the way down to the legs. So I couldn't tell. You know, it was probably a mix of both, which was very interesting, really, to see that. So I'm glad they didn't give it just one, you know, one sex or whatever, or gender, because I didn't think. But anyways, I loved how it all just took place in two locations, very straight to the point. And you know, the whole film, the whole like time into the short horror film, it was really filled with tension. It was really filled with tension. You know, I definitely felt the detective slowly starting to, you know, as soon as we see him go back to his house, get on his computer, start investigating all of these other victims that were facing very similar, you know, consequences based off the vest that they wore. Which, you know, coming to think of it, how did they ever get a hold of this vest? You know, because when the detective later on, as we saw towards the end, fell victim to the vest as well. But we have no idea how he put it on. At least I didn't catch it. Maybe I missed a part, but you know, I probably would need to go back and see myself later on. Maybe just correct me in the comments, or I can actually just add a comment later in the comment section below. It'll probably be in there by this point. But you know, I saw the detective was just wearing the vest all of a sudden. So this devil, you know, figure, it just came out of nowhere, and just started to, you know, make this detective as its next victim. So I'm over here assuming that once you see some kind of image, you know, of this thing, it leashes onto you. or latches onto you somehow, you know. So yeah, we get this whole inner interrogation in the beginning, and then the detective's home. You know, you see him looking at his computer. Tension starts to rise. He begins to get really worried because he's starting to see all this connection happening. And before you know it, you know, this he starts to hear sounds, which is, you know, this devil entity just coming into his house now and starting to you know, attack him or make him his next victim. Its next victim. I love the whole lighting that it took to make this happen. You know, it started to get very dark and red. You know, obviously it's like the first colors I can even think of too when I just think about, you know, like the lair of the devil, or like, you know, a hell type of environment. Very red, very dark, very full of fire. So I really liked though how it just started getting dark and red, where you couldn't see anything. You could slightly see this this humanoid thing just starting to slowly you know, transform into the slender thing. So at the beginning when I saw this, it just looked like a regular, like, you know, kind of a regular shaped man with glowing eyes. And then I was like, that doesn't look slender at all. I mean, it just looks like a, you know, like a bigger dude, a good average sized guy, pretty healthy guy with glowing eyes. But then as it starts to, you know, again, change colors, the environment, and it gets red, you start to see this human slowly turn into the devil, the more, you know, sinister, slender figure, which now becomes sort of a woman-looking figure, you know, because of the breast that it had. So I was having a little bit of trouble with that, but I actually really appreciated that, where I couldn't recognize what it was. That was actually made it very interesting. So very good job on the lighting. And as soon as I saw this detective starting to fall into its, you know, fall victim to this devil, you know, we see that it hands him a knife, and it's like, hey, now you're gonna go kill another large amount of people. And when the detective just went for it, like I wanted to see what happened after that. You know, I wanted to see, I don't know, something like some other detective figure out what's going on behind all of this. How did this thing even become? How did it latch? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just being, you know, too much on this, but I really wanted to see more. I think it had, it was a great film. Don't get me wrong. This was really well done. It was so well done that I wanted to see more of this. It had a lot of potential to continue with the story and have maybe another detective, you know, see his partner or whatever, you know, fall into this and now figure out what they can do or figure out where it came from. So when the beginning, we sort of get this sort of explanation from the victim that's being interrogated by that same detective in the beginning. And he's saying, you know, yeah, I don't even remember what happened. I just saw this thing, you know, and it looked like this. And the detective was like, well, you clearly were around all these, you know, bodies all over the floor, the children and the adults, which was very heartbreaking to hear. I mean, especially with the children. I mean, you know, it's just like the victim just explained only so much though about it and said, well, I just saw this. This is what it looked like. Sketches it out. Cool. We saw what it looked like. And then finally we see the review of it towards the end of the film, but it just stopped very abruptly. That's what I'm trying to say here. It just stopped really abruptly. And I just wanted to see more, you know, it just like ended really quick. So I think because it was so short and to the point, yet the end had so much potential to keep going, it sort of, you know, I was like, cliffhanger. What's going to happen next? I mean, where is this, you know, how do we stop this thing? Where did it come from? What provoked it? How did it manage to get into the detective's house? You know, I had so many questions, but you know, that's just something I like to do when I watch these films. I mean, when all we saw here, that's just enough for us to understand what's happening. But I always personally tend to have all of these questions and I want to add on just more to it, which is good. That means it made me engage into this film. So what did you guys think about it? Did you guys enjoy what you saw here? Was it enough for you to understand and be satisfied with the sequence of events? Or did you want more into it? Did you want more of a backstory, explanation of how this came to be and why this is happening? I would have liked that a little more, you know, personally. But let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. And of course, you guys can share this video with your friends. Let them know we're doing reactions here in Speed Art, all right, as much as we can with the art. Try to do it every week, but you know, I've already missed a week because I got a little busy. But I'm always trying to put some art in here, some really nice art, and you know, some reactions to all kinds of videos. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like and a share. All right, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to get all notifications for my posts. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Peace.